After 8 centuries of a waxing and waning war, brutal full-scale incursions that can rage for years, constantly bookended by seemingly endless smaller-scale battles, it sometimes feels that the world will know no respite. When the forces of mankind and the children of God have pushed back the armies of hell, the constant skirmishing, politicking, social upheaval, heretical infiltration, and wanton undermining of society, faith, and morality act as a constant reminder that the next major offensive will be coming. When mankind has the will of God on their side, hell seems to have an endless supply of resources and patience, with the only thing really holding them back being their own baser natures, resulting in an inability to work together and organize. The forces of the Inferno are driven more than anything by the pursuit of personal glory, and the improvement of their own standing in the eyes of the ruling lords of hell. Hell's will to conquer and man's will to survive has led to a brutal Daedalian contest to develop the most devastating weapons possible. From the tough, durable and oppressively armed mechanized heavy infantry of New Antioch, to the alchemical ammunitions of the Jabirian alchemists, to the long loping limbs of the hellish werewolf assault beast, designed to quickly traverse the trenches of the no man's land, innovation from all sides involved in this brutal battle has been swift and efficient. However, the heretic forces lead the faithful in the arms race of tanks and other armoured vehicles. The many death factories of hell possess the ability to produce vast numbers of such vehicles, iterating on their brutal designs through mock battles held in the vast plains along the primordial hinterlands. Here, the forces of hell will meet in enormous battles played out for the study of the demonic tacticians and the glory of the archprinces. When the battles are complete, the ruined and destroyed vehicles are dragged back to the smelters by massive demonic beasts of burden, where they are melted down to be cast again in more refined forms. Even when their patrons lack the political power or the vast reserves of goetic energy required to move mass ranks of troops through the gates, they can be forever training, practicing, and improving, preparing for the next major incursion into the realm of man. It became quickly apparent to the leaders of hell that their greatest issue was the incredible fortifications that the forces of man were capable of building. As such, the mechanized columns of hell are heavily armoured, fast-moving, and often armed with terrifying hell-forged sacrilege-type tank mortars. These weapons are designed to penetrate trenches, pillboxes, and other defensive structures by employing technology that swiftly tears through reality to puncture their defenses. They target the occupants within using ammunition that unleashes echoes of the reversed words of God's creation, reverberating at bone-shattering volume throughout the structures under attack. Specifically designed to undo divine work, they peel away skin, nervous systems, and finally the flesh and internal organs of any mortals, layer by layer, for each word as God's creation is undone, causing excruciating death as their target slowly becomes unmade. To counter these armoured threats that have been used time and again to break through their lines, the Prussians have developed many battlefield innovations, from anti-material rifles to specialist close-quarter Gardekorps units. As the sacrilege cannons are slow-firing and hard to aim, the Prussians counter them with lightning-fast close-quarters tactics. It is this very innovation that mankind has shown its cleverness, opting for a smart antidote to the issue of hell's tanks, rather than simply continuing to engage them in a losing battle that they were unlikely to win. To use the sacrilege cannons to full effect, they must be stationary, allowing the Gardekorps to strike like lightning, a surgical intervention to lance the boil, bringing to bear their greatest weapon. The sword of the Gardekorps, commonly called tank splitters, are specifically designed to disable or destroy enemy armoured vehicles. Developed by the Prussian Institute of Metallurgy, their edges are auriculum and titanium alloy, and these near monomolecular blades cut through most vehicle tracks and armour with ease. disabling them while the rest of the unit swarms the tanks with incendiary grenades. Speed is of the essence here, as heretics are well aware of this tactic and counter such attacks with their own elite legionnaires, who compete with each other in capturing rather than killing the specialist Stormstruppen, so they can be sold to agents of the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent as punishment for their audacity. The egotistical leaders of Hell invested vast resources, time, and even dreaded cooperation into development of the sacrilege mortars, and instead of cowering in fear, the Prussians developed a strategy that sees them riding out to meet such attacks head-on, infuriating the infernal forces that seek to destroy them. Though the Free State of Prussia is governed by an outlandish system called democracy, a relic from ancient Hela, where each citizen can vote for representatives on the Landtag to decide their state affairs, the nobility maintains a strong military tradition and has funds to buy officers' commissions. Many families can trace their lineage back to the Teutonic orders who once conquered the lands of Prussia. Depicted here is Frau Hauptmann Friederike von Goltz of the 4th Gardekorps of Königsberg. Many units of the Prussian army disallow women in combat units, but scions of noble lineage often exercise their privilege of joining any regiment they wish. Von Goltz's armour is handcrafted by her own personal armourer, and unlike the mass-produced suits of the rank and file, it allows sufficient speed and mobility for the furious and bitter melee combat the role of the unit requires. Menser dueling is used to assess the required bravery of candidates of the tank splitter units, and Hauptmann von Goltz carries many scars on her face to prove hers.